regular meeting, June 28th, 2023. It's 6 p.m. Call to order, call roll.
Dodson,
Here.
Johnson,
Here.
Gall, McCormick,
Yes.
Starsman.
Yes. Number 3, pledge of allegiance.
Pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Report, discuss, vote to approve all minutes of May 2023.
Motion approved. Second it.
Dodson,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Gall's absent. McCormick,
Yes.
Starsman.
Yes. Number 5, discuss, vote to approve all May 2023 bills for general fund.
Make a motion approved.
Okay, so y'all got new council members, so usually there's a bank statement here that you guys are supposed to kind of look at to approve bills, and if you were to be audited, that's something they would interview you on, or are you looking at the bank statement before you do it? But the bank statement's here because of the time of the month this is in, the statements aren't even here yet. So I pulled what's in the bank balance. I'm gonna change chairs. Changing chairs, sorry. So I did pull the print out the bank balances of what we do have in the bank, sitting there. But just for the new people, that's one of the things y'all would be, so I highlighted what's sitting in the bank on water and general fund. So an auditor would look at you guys and say, hey, did y'all, before you said yes, did you look at something to tell you what kind of money you had?
Yeah, see, it's general fund, street now. Water and sewer.
That's what we have in the fund. Sure.
Yes.
Street now, street. That's what we have. Each one. That's what we got in each one of them.
Used to not have that much.
No.
Okay. Take them back.
They're working.
Okay. I'm just trying to keep y'all out of trouble, I'm trying to.
Okay.
Okay.
Chad's firsted it, who seconded that?
I did.
Dodson,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
McCormick,
Yes.
Starsman.
Yes. Number 6, discuss the vote to approve all May 2023 bills for street and alley.
Make a motion, Pam. I second it.
Dodson,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
McCormick,
Yes.
and Starsman.
Yes. Number 7, discuss the vote to approve all May 2023 bills for the fire department. Motion to pay the fire department.
I second it.
Dodson,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
McCormick, stay. Starsman,
Yes. Number 8, discuss the vote for vice mayor.
I'm ready to vote. Hey, what are you looking at? I want Ray to be, if he's willing to do it. I'd rather for you to be willing to do it.
rock, paper, scissors.
I want you to be. I want you to be. I second that.
I see. So you're voting for him, you're voting for him. So it's left up to one of us to take and second it, and then it'll be them. I'll second Greg. We can change it later on down the road if we need to.
Yeah.
So Ray firsted for Greg. And you seconded. Dodson,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
McCormick,
Yes.
Starsman.
Yes.
So is Ray the vice mayor?
Okay.
Greg.
Greg.
Okay.
I'll get my pretty well a little bit more, I might help you out, Greg.
Number 9, discuss vote to sell Leah's police badge back to her.
A motion to sell it back to her.
I second it.
Dodson,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
McCormick,
Yes.
Starsman.
No. Number 10, discuss and vote to put the prior financial details on the wall at City Hall.
I vote to put them on there.
You're supposed to be up there, ain't there?
No.
That anybody can come in, on open records, they can come in and ask anything they want to. You can choose to put them, I mean, like, I think City of Stigler don't post them, but I think they sometimes put paper, but no, they're not supposed to be, I mean, they can if you choose to, I don't care which one, the way y'all do it.
They're not required to be up, but anybody can come in at their open records and request
And
any
request it.
information.
I will do whatever y'all want me to do. I mean, it doesn't matter to me whether they're up or whether they're down. I think that the only thing I would see is that right now, like if you had gas station A and gas station B, and we put it on the wall, a random person could come in and see what's giving more business to gas station A, not gas station B, and that random person could go tell it all over town. But they still can come in and ask. It's not likely that a random person would come in and ask to see our gas bills, but that would be the only thing. But I'm not gonna get those phone calls. Y'all are gonna get those phone calls. So, I mean, you guys need to make that decision of whether you wanna post them or whether you just wanna follow the Open Records Act and they come and ask for them.
Used to, they had a book on that, and when they had the audit, they said they had to keep it on there. You remember?
The audit's public record as well, it has to be
and
right
Right.
there.
come in and look at it when it was
Right,
sold.
but I think it stays
And that's
behind the
still-
desk.
But that
It
book
has-
got lost for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know when that was. I don't think Andy did it. I don't know.
I don't know who got it.
I'm gonna do
It
whatever
was
you guys
here
want me to do.
On that, and anybody could come in and look at it, who bought it, you know, I mean, you could see, it was pretty information.
Instead of the wall,
But
you can
it's
put it on a
not
book.
done.
Instead of hanging on the wall somewhere, you can put it in a book and put the book out here somewhere. I don't care. You guys decide what you want, and I'll do whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter to me. It's on the record, so it's not like you're doing something they can't find anyway. So y'all just decide what you want to do. Like I said, I'm not the one that gets the phone calls.
It's not like, she said, well, it's not like we have anybody else come in. Where you want to
What y'all want?
I motion to post it.
I'll second.
Dodson,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
McCormick,
do? Yeah, might as well.
Starsman.
Abstain.
So you're gonna post it?
Yeah, I'll post it. I mean, like I said, it don't matter to me which one you want to do.
Okay. Probably a good idea.
Yes, sir.
Y'all
That way
wanted a
everybody
book?
knows.
Everybody
Would
can
y'all
see
prefer a
what's
book?
on it.
Would you prefer a book or would you prefer a post-it? I mean, it would be.
They look at that book a lot of people.
I think a book, because if you post it, you're gonna have paper hanging all over the place.
I was saying, I mean, that's up to them, that's what I was saying.
A book or paper hanging on the wall? A book sitting out in there.
Where do you keep the book at if you have it?
You would keep the book like maybe over on this table.
shelf.
On this table.
I mean, I know when they had the audit, they said it had to be laid out here. I mean,
Yeah, they don't say that now, though. They're not saying that now.
Well,
We've
we
done-
had audits.
It don't matter, just however you want to put it.
Yeah.
How many pages would it be? I guess would be,
Yeah.
is it two
I
or is
mean,
it back
when I print out the detail ledger, it's about 18 pages per
Yeah,
tax
it's a thick
entity. So
book.
you're gonna have 30
Right.
pages hanging on the wall.
I just get it in a binder,
Yeah,
then I
I'd
put
say,
it in a
I'd say
binder.
book,
Doesn't matter to me.
yeah. Out here where everybody can get to it, yeah.
Doesn't matter to me.
Number 11, discuss and vote on fiscal year 23-24 budget.
Okay, that's me.
A motion for voting.
Well, you gotta look at it first.
You gotta look at it first.
Okay.
So you got it right there?
You have to reach it first. I'll get you your copies. Okay, we're gonna do general fund first. Pass down.
Pass it down.
Yeah, pass one down. Just one, keep one.
Pass it down.
I need a pen. I just want this one.
You get it over to here.
Okay. Yours. Okay, on the general fund, how you're gonna read this is that the purple columns, that is your actuals through May 31st plus 1 month. And if you look at that one row, it says how I calculated your projected actuals through 6/30, is I took the actuals at May 31st, divided by 11 months, to get a monthly average and times 12. And so I basically kind of like annualize that, because we don't have June. And so you've got to have it annualized so you can kind of see what you're going to spend. Okay, so the first column there is general fund and then employees. The orange column is what I'm saying, the budget, I'm recommending for you guys to go chop up. But that's what my recommendation start point is the budget. It's based off of the projected actual plus any known changes that I know about. The blue column is the changes between the budget and the projected actual. So it kind of shows where there's a difference between the budget and the projected actuals, because there's some things I didn't know about. Okay, so this first section, here's your income. And just to start off, I'm basically saying your actuals, I'm holding your actuals and your budget. So the only thing that I did do is on your sales tax, which is what we get on everybody in the town. The sales tax have kind of been declining because people are not buying as much. So I did say that the budget, I lowered it by $5,000 to be conservative, because it's only been low. So it was increasing, and then in the last 4 or 5 months, it started going down a little bit. So I just kind of lowered that a little bit, because when you take the projected actuals, when you got these higher numbers, it's going to make your budget look like it should be higher. So that's about $5,000 that I took out of the budget that we got in this current year. Okay. Just so you know, the miscellaneous income line, that is made up of the housing authority's annual property taxes and some sooner reimbursements that we get. So that's what that line is. It's not very much money, but it's kind of like a catch-all. So that's your income. So I'm holding it except lowering the sales tax. On your expenses, so now we're going to come down here at the expenses, and we're going to start with employee-related. So your employee-related, so we did a lot of police movement in the prior year. We had several people on staff and then let them go. I mean, there was just a lot of movement around with the police, and we had a lot of raises coming in. Your projected actuals through June 30th is going to be $81,000 for your police. I put in the budget $82,000. I can tell you with the raises that our chief police, Leah, had, plus her health insurance, because we've always covered the health insurance for the chief, and plus the employer-related taxes that we have to pay on their behalf, she was $52,000 of that $82,000. Okay, so I held the police's budget, and I did come in and raise the employee-related for your other staff. That would be like in the general fund, like for your Sharon and stuff, because there would be raises and stuff, so I'd raise that up a little bit. On your vehicles, I held it. So you spent $6,000 this year on vehicles. And that included, doing some front-end work and some water pump and some power steering changes. But I went ahead and held it. That may be a little bit high because you've got a new vehicle, whereas last year we had 2 old ones and we didn't get the new one until like later on. So you might have a little room. And Ray and Greg, so you know, we do this as summary. We can actually, when you go to your training class, they're going to tell you this. But on the budgets, they say you can summarize the lines because you're held. So if I budget in that vehicle $6,000, I cannot spend it in utilities. I have to go back and do a revised budget. You guys have to go back and do a revised budget to take money from somewhere else. So they recommend that you don't do it at low levels because that's where your budget's tight. So there may be some room there that if we have to move it somewhere else, we can. Your utilities. So you see that the utilities was $12,000 and I'm only budgeting $4,500, that's because there's $8,000 sitting in the general fund that needs to be moved from water. It got paid out of general fund and it should have been paid out of water. So I've got to move the money. So when I'm said and done, it's not going to be 12,000, it's going to be closer to 4,500. Your materials and supplies, we spent 8,000, and I've held it at 8,000, and that spending included a QuickBooks annual fee of $1,300, and that is also related to some materials and supplies for like the police. $2,500 is in the budget for the police. We didn't spend it this year, but we may need it next year. License and dues, that's OML bond, nothing you do about that. Contract services, this is where your jail fees come into for the police. $5,000 of that is jail fees. Like if they jail somebody, you get charged that, and you're supposed to give the fine money back from them, but they end up making the payments. So a lot of that is jail fees, 5,000 of it. You know, you got your state auditor fees comes out of here, your accounting services come out of here, your RMR pest services, your legal fees come out of this budget. So I held it. So your budget is held to what we're going to spend.
So if we arrest somebody over here, we actually gotta pay the Stigler jail to keep them.
Right, but we're supposed to add it to their fines, but then you get a judge that puts that person on the payment arrangements that paying $20 a month, so you don't get to recoup it.
Okay.
That's fast. Okay, insurance, that's property and auto for the vehicle insurance for the cars. That's the property for this building. I mean, it is what it is. It didn't change very much. Miscellaneous expense ain't very much. You had $6,000 of actuals last year, and I did not put that in the budget because that's actually the fence. That's for the fence. And then on travel, that's just Sharon's mileage plus wherever the police go traveling. So when you look at it, your general fund, now I'm talking actuals. So we're expecting actuals, we're expecting general fund to make a net income of $75,000, but police is gonna lose $75,000, and that's gonna net us with zero. It's gonna be balanced, I mean, it's coming to zero. The budget next year, I've got $78,000 in the general fund, $78,000 loss for the police, and that's gonna generate income of $335. So you're not going to generate any money out of general fund or police.
How do you expect the police to lose that much money?
Because they can't make it in fines because we have payment arrangements and you're paying more salaries and you can't tell the police department to go arrest people. You are not allowed by law, and don't learn this from Don Burke, you are not allowed by law to tell the police to go give fines in order to meet their budget. That's against the law.
It's been done before though.
It's been done,
Been
but
done.
you're not allowed, I'm trying to
Advising
teach them
against
right.
it.
Do what?
I'm advising against it.
Yes, I'm teaching
State
them the
troopers.
right way.
State
I got a
troopers can't
ticket,
even
and
take
I
it.
asked him to give me a warning, and he said, the council said, no warnings, and I paid $80 right here.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he said they didn't want no tickets, they want tickets.
Right.
So I paid $80.
Well, they're not
Just
supposed to do
like
that.
one.
So
And
you
he said
cannot
this
budget.
council-
Yeah, you cannot budget, you cannot make the police department earn their money. Okay, now, there was an interesting topic that came up on the police. Haskell County Sheriff's Department that may cover, I mean, you guys are gonna go talk about what you wanna do, because you're gonna go talk about whether you're gonna hire police officers, or I don't know what this Haskell County thing that they're saying is up for, but right now, you're out $75,000 a year on police. But if you were to let Haskell County do it, you'd still keep your vehicles, you'd still keep your insurance, and you'd still keep the municipal court here with the judge, which is $1,000, actually it'd be about $5,000 to $6,000 of expense that you would still have under police. But anyway, that's y'all's thing. Okay, so that's the budget, is that it's basically no savings, it's just that it's balanced to zero. And for you guys, so if you see that, if you guys wanna give raises and it's not within 2,000, you gotta go find it somewhere else. So, or you gotta vote that we're gonna use tax money, bring it in to cover it. I mean, that can be done. So that's kind of what we do, is if we're gonna go over on vehicles, you either find it somewhere else, or either you go say we got use tax. So right now we got that, but we haven't always had that in the past. So anyway, so that's general fund, so now y'all can, and then there's street and alley. So is there any question on general fund? Is there anything you wanna change? I don't think we're ready to do anything with it. And if we make changes, like if y'all go make decisions, we can do revised budgets anytime we want to do revised budgets after we do the budget. So, are there any questions The police includes a person, it includes vehicle maintenance, it includes the jail fees, and it includes the court cost fees for the judge, and it includes travel for if they go to, have to take somebody out to Tulsa or Carlisle, and it includes just miscellaneous expenses. That's what's in your police budget. So, anything to add or not? And if y'all vote for the general fund as it is, and y'all go make a decision to do something different, then that's okay. Your number that you have to work with is that 77,000 there. Okay,
And we was out 75,000 last year.
right,
We got 77 to work with.
for police. And then for general fund, you got 78. But at the end of the day, general fund, which is general fund plus police, is 0. And when I say 0, it just means that there's no additional savings going into the bank account. You're not using out of it, but you're not putting any in it with this budget. But if you don't take this budget, you've already spent that, you're gonna have to go find some cuts. So that may be in 2 months, y'all find some cuts, and we come back and we do a revised budget, and we change it.
Okay.
Sales tax could come in higher. I mean, it could, everybody could wake up and have money tomorrow, and they start spending more money, and then you're gonna get more sales tax than I put in your budget. So, anyway, now let's talk about, y'all ready to move to street and alley? Okay. Pass one down. Okay, this one's set up the same way. The purple column is the projected actuals. Once again, it's May actuals divided by 11 months times 12 months to get you an actual month, a budget, and then the difference between your budget and your actuals. So on this one, I lowered the sales tax. So the only revenue that comes into street and alley is sales tax. And Joey, correct me if I'm wrong. So there is just so you know, there is an ordinance that passed that street and alley gets 1% of the sales tax, and that's what's going in there. Because they voted that they only get 1%, I don't think street and alley can use money out of the general fund. Because why would we have voted to give them 1% if they could use it?
Right. I think the council could vote to spend more money, but that 1% can only be used in street and alley.
Okay, so they can vote to move money from general fund over street and alley?
Yes, yes, if you
That's
needed to, but
understand
that 1% can only be used in
In
street and alley.
Okay, so the only income here, now the other income that's missing is that in prior years, there used to be what we call project invoices. And Doug would go out and he would mow lawns and he would do lots and he would charge for it and he'd get probably $2,500 a year. We ain't got that. That's the reason the actuals is $800 because that projects have not happened. So he used to generate like $2,500 a year doing that part. The vehicle tax, that's what Haskell County gets, and then they send it to us. So I lowered the sales tax by $2,400 just for the same reason I told y'all earlier. And then on the expenses, if you go down here, on the administration, that's check orders. I mean, that's basically all that money is ordering checks for street and alley. It's $500 to order checks. On the contract services and the employee related, so last year, we ended up with contractors coming into street and alley as a cost. And we had some employee related, so these two numbers are kind of meshing together. In the budget, what I've done is I've put back the employee related, which is a half a person. That employee related is half a person. We've always only had a half a person in street and alley. And then I lowered that contract services, assuming that all kind of got cleaned up. On street and alley, this is an annual budget, and I told Sharon I was going to mention this to y'all. We, the council, has always decided that when y'all hired somebody, that 50% of their salary goes into street and alley and 50% goes to water. But in December, street and alley's getting 50% of that person, but more than likely, they're not doing anything on streets. But because the council decided to split up a person's salary that way, then that's how Sharon has to pay them. So y'all need to think about making a decision with all these other decisions y'all making about people, that one of the suggestions I have is on the time card, when they stamp the time card, why can't they come down the bottom and say they work 30 hours? Why can't they say they spent 28 hours on street and 2 hours on water, and that's how we pay them, versus just a straight? And because then what you would do in your street and alley is you would have more money in the winter months in street and alley. You wouldn't be using up money in this winter that really when the person wasn't working on there. So that's a decision y'all have to make in order for Sharon to pay the payroll differently. Just ask them, say, hey, just put on there, out of that 40 hours, how much did you spend on street, and how much did you spend on water, and how much did you spend on sewer, so that the money is just not flat, right? Do you know what I'm saying about the 50% going in there, whether they work streets or not? So that's something y'all got to decide, and all this executive stuff you're deciding. But that's what that is. That's a half a person, and then insurance is insurance. That 25,000 is your half a person.
Okay.
Okay. And then operating, I group operating for the same reason I told y'all a while ago, is if you have to move money between accounts, you want that to be one number so that you don't have to keep doing a revised budget. That 12,000 includes $1,400 for gas, $2,200 for asphalt, a dead tree removal for $1,500, and then we're paying Arvest. That's $4,600. We pay them $400 something a month. So that's what that 12,000 is. If you're wanting to order asphalt or anything like that, I've only got $2,300 of budget in there. But once again, you come down here and we're generating income of $51,000, and you've got expenses right now at $50,000. You're only left with $748.
Yes, sir.
So, unless y'all vote to do what Joy said y'all could do.
Yes.
But with the 1%, that's all you've got. So anyway, what do y'all want to do on that one?
In our budget, this here's,
This is your budget number for next year. This is your income, that's your expenses. Street and alley, right, is one of your worst balances right now on the accounts, and it's because of how we do the payroll and the salaries that have had to happen out of street and alley. Street and alley is setting on 5. But there's, it's missing, it's got about another 8,000 coming from general fund, so you've got about 12,000 out there right now. Huh? Street and alley, you usually carry around some about 10,000, because you never know when something's gonna break.
yeah.
You never know. So, but anyway. So remember, you have a decision on whether, how you want to tell Sharon to pay the payroll. Leave it as is,
And the
or
pay-
change it.
and let's say, who you saying the payroll, how they split it, like,
So right now, the rule is you're hiring someone and you're saying, like Michael Beck, we're paying 50% out of water, 50% out of street and alley.
okay,
Whether you work street and alley or not, you still got hit with the street and alley cost of it.
yeah,
So that's a problem in the winter. In the summer, he might spend 80% of time in the street and alley and less time in the water. But if you either leave it as it is and just know that you're getting 50%, and that's what that is as a 50% person, or you change it to make the person working, tell Sharon, I spent 12 hours on street and I spent 18 hours in water, and have her put it in the.
and that's the
county.
reason, this here comes
That's-
up, right here, this here.
This, well,
I mean, but like, this right here is,
it's this minus this,
Yeah.
$748.
but that's the reason why, because the way we're split.
We're splitting at 50%, but you can either, you can either, so your actuals is 23. So what I'm saying is that you can, I mean, you can do what you want to do, but I think you would have better use of your salary budget if you could control making sure that you're paying for a street person, and let water pay for a water person, instead of just having a flat fee no matter what happens.
Okay.
But
And
hard
you
to
might-
know how much they're spending on each one.
Right now I can tell you spent that 21,000, but I don't know if that's what salary you spent, because we just put it there.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
But, okay, now, and that there, at 1% that I get for street and alleys,
Uh-huh.
or we get,
uh-huh,
okay?
yeah. So, I mean, that's just what I think y'all need to talk about, because you might have more money in street and alleys than you do. But, or you might have less, but at least you can manage it. You can't manage that payroll because you're getting 50% no matter what.
Yes, yes.
So, that's y'all. Okay, so that's the budget for the town. Oh, and these cannot leave the building. I don't know why. I don't know why budgets, I have no idea. So you'll have to hand them back to me, because the budgets can't leave the building. I don't know. It's a,
I'll just put mine in.
yeah, it's in these little rules that we have, and I'm like, I don't know why, so. But you can see it anytime you come up here.
Okay. You next to look at it anytime?
Yeah. It's over there. Now they can vote.
Make a motion to accept the budget for 23-24.
I'll accept, I'll second.
Dawson,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
McCormick,
Yes.
Starsman.
Yes. Number 12, discuss and vote to let the Cross Church build a breezeway.
That up there on the sidewalk? That church up there?
No, down there where the Cross Church is, they do not own that, they don't own that building. They want to build a building, but our alleyways across it, they want to build a breezeway from that church to where they're going to build a new church. And they agree to make it high enough and wide enough that we can still get our backhoe, track hole underneath it if we ever need to dig for the lines and everything in there.
That's
But
the
they,
big church right here. What is the big church right there?
no, it's the one down there.
Oh, down here?
Yes.
Okay.
But they want to build a breezeway across that alleyway. And they agree to build it high enough and big enough, wide enough, that we can still move our backhoe, track hole underneath it if we ever need to move, to dig up the lines. And, or the poles will be on each side of the alley, not on the alley. Just the breezeway will be over it.
We've done it for fences and everything else, as long as they give us access through.
If they have it access to where we can get underneath it with the equipment if we ever need to, I mean, I don't see no problem in it.
As long as they're not blocking the alleyway.
Is it going across the alley?
Going across the alley, yes.
Yeah, they're not gonna block it.
But it's gonna be high enough and wide enough that we can still get our equipment under it if we ever have to dig the lines or anything, without having to move it or get it moved. I motion to let them build it.
I'll second.
Dawson,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
McCormick,
Yes, we're gonna have to make sure that they do make
Yeah.
it big enough to,
Yeah.
when they get it done, we go down there and look at it to make
Yes.
sure it's right.
Yeah, okay.
Starsman.
Abstain. Number 13, vote to go into executive session as per Title 25 OS Section 307B. 1, discussing the employment, hiring, appointment, promotion, demotion, disciplining, or resignation of any individual, salary, public office, or employee, to discuss all that needs to be discussed in executive session.
Make a motion to go into executive session.
I second it.
Dawson,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
McCormick,
Yes.
and Starsman.
Yes.
Things sorted out here.
All right, we're at,
18.
Number 18, vote to go back into regular session.
I vote to go back to regular session.
I second it.
We third it.
Dawson,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
McCormick,
Yes.
and Starsman.
Yes. Number 19, vote on,
19.
moving 19, move on,
Yeah.
vote on moving Ruben Ball to full-time and give him a raise.
Make a motion, we move him to full-time again.
I second it.
Dawson,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
McCormick,
Yes.
and Starsman.
Yes. 20, vote on application for part-time help.
We voted, put, Doug Brand back on as part-time help. So I make a motion, we accept his application.
I second it.
Dodson,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
McCormick,
Yes.
Starsman,
No. Twenty-one, vote on application for chief of police.
We made the motion to take and hire, Kevin Nelson as the chief of police, so I'll make a motion, we accept his application.
I second it.
Dodson,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
McCormick,
Yes.
Starsman,
Yes. 22, vote on application for police officer.
We made the motion to take and accept the other guy, Robert
Colton.
Colton's application, but we have not got to talk to him, but I am voting to accept his application.
I second it.
Dodson,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
McCormick,
Yes.
and Starsman.
Yes. 23, old business.
Nothing.
24, new business. 25, adjourn.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
I second it.
Dodson,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
McCormick,
Yes.
Starsman.
Yes. Moving on to KPWA, regular meeting, June 8th, 2023. It's 9:23 PM. Call to order, call roll.
Dodson,
Here.
Johnson,
Yes.
Goff, McCormick,
Yes.
Starsman.
Yes. Number 3, discuss vote to approve all minutes for May 2023.
Make a motion, we approve them.
I second it.
Dodson,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
McCormick,
Yes.
Starsman.
Yes. Number 4, discuss and vote to approve all May 2023 bills for water fund.
Make a motion, we approve them.
I second it.
Dodson,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
McCormick,
Yes.
Starsman.
Yes. Number 5, discuss and vote to approve all May 2023 bills for sewer fund.
Make a motion, we approve them.
I second it.
Dodson,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
McCormick,
Yes.
Starsman.
Yes. Number 6, discuss and vote on vice mayor.
We'll do it the same way we did on the other side there. We'll
Same.
make Greg vice mayor.
Okay.
Number 7, discuss and vote to put the prior financial details on the wall at City Hall.
We'll do that the same way we did on the first time.
Look,
Put it in the book.
Number 8, discuss and vote on fiscal year 2023-24.
She said this right here should go quick here.
yeah, because you don't have as much control over KPWA. Because you got USDA,
KPWA, what is that?
Keota Public Works Authority.
Okay. And we ain't got much,
You ain't got as much control over it
No.
because it's all the USDA own thing.
Okay.
Okay,
All she gotta do is just go over it with us and,
right. So, I'll wait till everybody gets their copy. It's the same format as the other ones, with
Yeah.
the purple being projected actuals through June 30th, your budget, and then your change. Okay, let's go right down here to this bottom line where it says total income.
yep,
Your actuals is a negative 36,000, so you've had to use some of your savings to cover this year. Next year, I'm saying you're gonna have some money left over, 32,000, for a change of 68,000. The reason you guys went negative is for things that y'all had to fix. The overflow pipe was $20,000, the fence was $30,000. So y'all did about $50,000 work that was not budgeted, but y'all approved it through the council meeting because you had to do those things for DEQ. Those things are not recurring, going to be recurring next year. The other thing I would cover is on sales tax, it's dropping, and on customer collection, I mean, you got the 2%, you have to raise everybody's rates 2%, so you got 2%. But other than that, also the other reason that you went over that 36,000 is that we had to hire a lot of contract labor to come in here and help clean up the mess. So I did not budget those as being a recurring expense. So anyway, so you're showing 32,000 of income. Yeah, USDA, you don't get to set the rates. The loan sets the rates. You have to do 2% in July. You don't have a choice. If they look at our budget and they see that we're struggling in our budget, like that number was negative, they would say you had to do 5%. They'd come in and tell you what your percentage
Yeah.
was. So you don't have as much control. You don't control the water rates. So, okay. Y'all can vote.
I make the motion, we accept the, budget.
I need all your papers. For some reason, you're not allowed to take them out of town. I don't know. Yeah.
Ray, second.
I'll say.
Oh, just asking, I'm sorry.
Well,
Dawson?
I had
Yes.
my mind on something else after me.
Johnson?
Yes.
McCormick?
Yes.
Starsman?
Yes. Number 9, vote to go into executive session as per Title 24 OS Section 307B1, discuss the employment, hiring, appointment, promotion, demotion, disciplining, or resignation of an individual salaried public office or employee, to discuss all that needs to be discussed in executive session.
We already discussed everything a while ago, so.
Same.
Yeah.
Yes.
Number
And
10.
we'll go to number,
I put number 10 because it's a different rating. Send in.
oh, yeah. Thank you. Number 10, discuss to move Ruben Ball to full-time and give him a raise and send him to school to get certified for water and sewer license.
Make a motion, we send him to school and move him and give him a raise.
I second it.
You're actually on number 13. That's 13.
Well, yeah, we can, it's on 10 and 13.
Actually, well, that was in
Yeah.
executive session, so that was number 13.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, number 13.
So do we need to put in that clause there about the contract, the year contract, and this clause here about number 6?
Oh, yeah, we do, don't we? We need to
Do an amended.
amend it
Yeah.
to put a year, 1 year contract.
He's got
For
to sign a
Ruben.
1-year contract with us.
And so you've got to amend.
On number 13?
Yes, we
Yeah.
gotta amend number 13. I vote to amend number 13 to put in a 1 year contract for Ruben to sign.
And I second that.
Okay, now you vote on it.
Okay, amend, let me get that down.
We need to have Joy to write that up too.
13. Okay, you amend it to have him sign a contract.
Yeah, a 1 year contract.
Actually, I would've went for 2.
Yeah, we talking 1.
Yeah, so.
He probably went 1 for 2.
We never tried.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, Dawson?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
McCormick?
Yes,
Starsman?
Yes.
now we need to vote on as amended.
Number 13, as amended to.
Make a motion to, as amended.
Okay, thank you.
I second.
Okay, Dodson?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
McCormick?
Yes.
And Starsman?
Yes. Number 14, vote on application for part-time help.
Yeah, we'll do that the same way we did a while ago. We voted on Doug's, so. Vote on that, so we'll do the next one.
Number 15, old business.
Well, I don't have nothing.
16, new business.
Well, what do we ever decide on David Wayne Weester's tree? Or do we wanna do that, or what do we wanna do?
Let's bring that up on old business.
Well, that'd be under new business, wouldn't it?
Oh, would it?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so.
Well, I mean, we need to, we
We
need to
should've done that
discuss
on the other side, on town side.
Yeah, we should up
I think we're gonna put that on the agenda to take a vote to, on that,
Oh, for next month?
or something, because, the guy, he told me to put in a bid for it,
Who did?
Steve.
Yeah, he did, but I mean, you know, I mean, if we wait till.
We never did put it on the agenda, though, to take and accept it. But we only got one bid, though.
No,
didn't
we got 2.
Did we? Well, we need to put that on the agenda.
Barber put one in, it was like $12.75 or something like that. But that included removal of.
But
Yeah.
are we, is the town of the city of Keota, are they actually responsible for removing them trees?
I'm gonna leave you.
Where is the tree?
It is pretty well, it's on us, it's on our ditch line, but it's right up against his fence, but it is on us.
It's in our drainage.
Well, I mean, there ain't really,
Actually-
it's flat ground, but it is on our roadside.
But the question is Keota responsible for doing it?
If it's on Keota property.
That's
it is.
that's a question for this gentleman right here. I don't know.
I don't see it being a responsibility of the city, because that's to me, that's a act of nature. Someone might have planted that tree.
Yeah.
It'd be something, though, I mean, if it's on the city though, I mean, if it crawls and breaks something and tears the
Well,
car up or
it-
something like that, it's on our insurance, if it's on city property.
Do they have can they sue us? Let's say if it fell and hit something, could they sue us?
Unless it fell and hit something, if it fell and hit something, yeah, they could.
Okay.
Well, is that, I mean, and which I wouldn't, but that's just like a tree if it fell on my
Yeah,
chain link fence or my barn, shop out there. I mean, is Keota gonna pay for that?
if it's in the alleyway and it wasn't removed, it could.
I don't feel like the city's responsible for that.
I agree with you.
That's
But I
my
mean,
opinion.
That'd be one of those things that have to ask Joy. Or call OML.
Because here's my thought about that. When you go to doing this, you're gonna get a lot of trees when you cut that.
Yeah, you got-
Exactly. I agree with you. Because-
Everybody's gonna wanna have it done.
Because you look, we already done one, and now out of that same tree, it turned into this one.
Mhm.
It's gonna be a chain effect.
So.
I agree.
I think that's gonna be a question for our lawyer.
Okay?
Dr. Harris.
So, put it off till the next meeting, put it on the list, ask Joey about it.
Mhm.
Okay?
So, that's the only thing I can do. Okay,
Number 17, adjourn.
make a motion, we adjourn this sucker.
I second it.
Dodson?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Marmax?
Yes.
Starsman?
Yes.
Adjourned.